What word of advice would you give to young people? Never ever think you've arrived. Never ever think you have it all, because you lose it all the minute you think you have it all. Always have a teachable spirit. Allow yourself to be taught. Allow yourself to unlearn certain things you grew up being taught, because you can only blame your parents to a certain degree. Go na le mo gongwe, when you get to a certain age, you can't say, I was brought up this way. You are a rational person. Information is exposed to you. There are a lot of things that can change the way you think. You cannot be blaming your parents. There's a certain stage where that ends, and then it's fully on you. So yeah, be conscious of that. And also have a plan. Ha bona go ba le plan lifeng. It's really it comes with a calming factor. You don't rush to do things because wa itse gore I need to stick to my plan. Hona le plan life thing, you are not intimidated by the success of other people. Instead, you are inspired and you ask them how they did it. Whole snap plan life thing, o bona kare life ke competition. O bona kare the successes of others is a competition. Therefore, you even fail to go and ask, gore, how did you do it? Because ke opponent go ya ka wena, this person, you understand? So hona le plan bophelo, and you become patient with yourself, because you know gore na in my world I plan to do this at this time. And when it doesn't come at this time, you don't beat yourself up. You go and seek, okay, fine. How did you do this? Okay, I'm encountering problems with this. We really bad. But when you don't have a plan, you are a nobody. Ba o betha ka nako, life ya o shia, because you do not have a plan. Once you have a plan, you become calm, because you're like, okay, fine, now I'm in control, and you stick to that plan. You invest, you give it your all. Everything that you do, make sure it's in line with that plan, because that malume that you see who is unemployed, who's not having life the way he had desired it to be, who his life akuhlangani kuye, you can easily be that person. Whatever you have now can easily be taken away from you. So the question you should ask yourself is, what is it that I'm doing today so that I get to become a better 24-year-old, a better 30-year-old, so that when I reach that age of that malume, when I reach that age of loya makazi, I'm in a better standard of living as opposed to them, because they did what was best for them at that time, without the resources that you have today. Whether you've got the resources, you are informed, you've got so many opportunities, so many platforms. What are you doing so that you become a better person? And also, respect, respect, respect. Don't think you are ever qualified to undermine anyone. Respect people, respect your elders, respect the people who are your peers, respect the people who are below your age. You can learn anything from anyone. Don't stigmatize learning and say it's only a certain group of people you can learn from. You can really get information from anyone. Don't undermine people. Respect. um you post every day, but your life is very private. How? I think it's because I was taught I don't know if I say taught. Okay, I met this other guy when I was 14 years old. His name is Ntuki Mashile, and he asked to be my brother. So I did what teenagers did. When I was 14 years old, I did post some booty here and there, not nudes, but when a picture is directed to the bum, and I did that. I used to put on makeup at a very early age, and that invites a whole lot of unnecessary attention, and I got that. So that brother of mine, when he asked to be my brother and I said yes, he scrutinized my Facebook account and he found those things, and he was not very happy, and he was like, why are you allowing these people to address you this way? You understand? Because I think he saw the potential of being a leader, being able to lead my life, but then you are living two different lives because you want to be trendy, you want to do what other teenagers are doing, and I saw nothing wrong with it because I wanted to fit in. So peer pressure did play a role, but I wanted to be a leader as well. And I think for me, choosing leadership meant you needed to let go of certain things. So I really had to start afresh with some of the posts I had. I remember having to delete so many things, so many pictures, which at that time they were my favorites because how they get 152 likes, and that was probably my highest likes, number of likes. So obviously it was not a comfortable act at that time, but then it was inculcated from that age. So now it becomes easy. And for me, I think once you have a plan and you want to establish something and you want it to be in a certain direction. You know what's not for that thing. You know what's right and what's wrong for it. You know the type of collaborations that it needs and it doesn't need. So I'm trying not to put anything that's gonna confuse people and make the mandate blur, because the mandate is quite very clear. I'm very clear with what I want to do, where I want to go, how I want to do it, when I want to do it. So whatever my timeline depicts is something that is very intentional. And I wouldn't want people to present to me things that my timeline doesn't ask or doesn't invite. So I've had people say, I thought twice before DMing you, because I don't want to present you with anything that's going to make you uncomfortable. And I'm like, mission accomplished. You understand? Because I don't want people to have a platform to present me with nonsense, or to see a loophole and be comfortable with the idea of presenting me with certain things that are going to lead us to having disrespect for each other, because the disrespect could come from both parties, myself included. So to avoid that, I'd rather have such a timeline that is as is, and for me, it works for me, although in other departments it makes it difficult, but I'd rather have that than have people think it's okay to send me things. And of course I do get them, but I have a much better way of dealing with them. I ignore, really. And I'm not even, because now I've been doing it for so many years. It's no longer, I'm not even pressured to follow trends. I'm very specific with what I post, when I post it. You understand? Someone asked also, what misconceptions do people have about you? People think I'm uptight. And I think also it's because of the timeline. People think I'm really, really uptight, stiff, serious. And I'd rather have people think that, because I'm not on a mission to convince people that I'm not uptight, that I'm cool, that I'm not. The people who are in my life and are deserving of having that side of me will get that side of me. So I'm not gonna now go all out and prove that I'm cool to be around. Hey, this is what I do. Hey, whatever. This is how I have fun. No, I'm not gonna do that. You understand? And I think it's a conscious decision that I'd rather have my private life private, which is why you never hear Bati Nyalungu went live. It's very rare, very, very rare, and it's because I learn a lot of things about people on their live videos, and it's not even related to what the live video is about. You pick up things, you pick up habits. I'm not sure if it's me. I have an eye for such things or what, but if I could see it in people's live videos, I don't want. I'm uncomfortable with the idea of people having to see such in mine. So I'm not hiding anything, but boundaries. Yeah, boundaries. So yeah, people think I'm uptight. Misconception number one. And also people think they know the type of men I'm into. And that one, yankaga, to be quite honest, because you are two people. You are two people, yeah. You are the person you are to the world, and you are the person you are to your partner. Those can never be the exact replica of each other. Yes, of course, whatever may have attracted your partner to you may be what you display to the public. And then the minute there's you and him and you are in a relationship, you have things tailoring you do not show to the world, but it's for you and your partner. You are a different person. You could be an improved version of what's already exposed to the public or what's already out there, or you can be whatever. You do things with them. You have a different side that you can give to only them, and you can't really kidding. It's not something that is known by everyone. So iyangixaka ukuthi umuntu athi mina I'm into this kind of man. Wazelaphi? Like how do you know that? Because that side of me will be known by that person whom I'm involved with at that point. So yeah, ngiyaxakeka. So it's just that people think because they know who I am in public, then they have an idea of the kind of man that I'm into. Misconception, you'll never know. You really wouldn't know. um what else? People asked if I do get pressure. I do, to be quite honest, but now it's mitigated, really. It's not as harsh as it used to be. And I think I got bent in 2016. Here's what happened. So 2016 we had Fees Must Fall, right? And I was in grade 10. So my teacher, one of my teachers, was speaking about the idea that Mcebo Dlamini is sorry, the same age as her, she doesn't understand why he doesn't go to class and goes around protesting. Wara 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 wara. I went to social media. I echoed that voice. Hey, I echoed that, but then at that point I didn't quote it as if like as something that my teacher said. I said it as if it was said by me. So I was like, yeah, well, you are old. Hey, wara wara wara. You should be going to guys zin. Hey. Now I realize I am a beneficiary of some of the things that Mcebo had to be getting crucified for, and other leaders, of course, who were part of the Fees Must Fall movement. And it was only when I got to grade 11, a year later, that I deleted that post. I was like, yes, sis, I'm never going to comment on something I'm not fully aware of, I'm not fully informed about, I am not experiencing, because it's totally, when you are outside of the system, it's very easy for you to make opinions and but when you are inside, because when I got to university, the first week of learning, there was a protest where people couldn't register. Going into a library, seeing a fellow brother not having a bed to sleep in on, and then when you go to the library and then you go back to rest, you sleep on your comfortable bed. That thing, it's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling. I then understood the frustrations, the anger that Mcebo Dlamini must have had in 2016 with Fees Must Fall, along with other protesters. But I was in high school, mna. I was not affected by it. I posted, Mcebo, you should go to class, attend your lectures, which I didn't even. Yes, sis. I made a promise to myself that I'm never, ever gonna opinionate on something that I'm not well informed about. And I think from then I started, okay, I didn't know if it was what I know, or it is now, the utilitarian principle. I didn't call it the utilitarian principle at that time, but I did exactly that. Maximized on what made me happy. I was pursuing happiness because I was like, it's okay not to opinionate on anything. You don't have to have an opinion on everything. You don't have to comment when because it's trending and you are a leader. Now we want to see where you stand. When people invite you to discussions, it's okay to say, I'm not informed. I'm not well informed about it. I'm not inclined and I'm not going to participate. I don't have a comment on it. It's okay to say that. It's okay to say, I am not in a position to give comments about this because I do not know how it feels to be in this. It's really okay. That was when I liberated myself from from the idea of doing what the world expects you to do, what the society expects you to have an opinion on. I When you're outspoken, when I saw, yeah, what do you think about the EFF disrupting parliament? If I don't want to, I don't want to. If I don't want to give comments, I don't want to. I don't. You don't have to read that book, even if it's trending amongst your peers. If you don't want to, don't do it, honey. No one is gonna crucify you. I don't like doing things because you are expected to do them. Do them if you are passionate about it. Do them if you really want to do it. Don't do it for the satisfaction of other people. Okay, fine. When you are this kind of person, you are an entrepreneur, Mara. You haven't read Rich Dad Poor Dad, and then okay, I've read it, Mara. I'm just saying, So yeah, I really hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So that was the pressure that I get. The pressure I get is to always want to sound smart. The pressure of wanting to sound smart all the time. The pressure of having an opinion all the time. Because sometimes you go through Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, all your social media platforms, and people are talking about the same thing. Now you feel like you should opinionate. Because of what happened in 2016, I'm like, I'm never, never. I'd rather be offline the whole day, and switch off my mobile data than to have to comment and, yeah, because I really learnt my lesson. It's not a nice feeling to go and sleep in your comfortable bed at rest. While when you are at the library studying, you are sitting on someone's bed. It's not a nice feeling. So it is because of that I refuse to partake in conversations I'm not informed about. And thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. This was the second part and the last part of my Q&A session. It's been quite lengthy, and I've bought a memory card. So yeah, from now on, I'll be having quite lengthy videos, more information, more information, more insight on the things I believe in, and yeah, The leadership that led the leader to the leading lead. Tell a friend to tell a friend that that there's a lady called Dynamite, and the minute she opens her mouth, she spits fire. Be sure to subscribe as well.